Welcome to Moxi Monday. Today we are going to go over ePostcards and how you can send out those ePostcards to your client groups in your Moxi Engage that we set up last week. So here we are inside mycbdesk.com. We're going to go ahead and click on the Moxi Works tile right here, and that's going to take us to our roster. Remember, from the roster, once you have to give it about 3 seconds and this blue bar loads, you can access all of your Moxi tools here. Today, we're going to go into Moxi Impress, the Marketing Center. So here we are. When you log in to your Agent Marketing Center, you're going to see all of your listings here, all of the ones that are active, all the ones that are pending, and also the ones that are closed. If you decide you want to go in and do just sold marketing information. Today, I am pretending to be Janine because, again, I don't have any listings. I picked Janine specifically because I know that she has this really lovely property in Rio Grande that is on a few acres, and they just had a price reduction on it. And Janine, of course, is one of our agents in our Pismo Beach office. So there are 25 projects that are associated with this property, and that's because there's been that price reduction. So Moxi triggered the second batch of marketing content with the price reduction in there. And in a previous video, I showed you guys how to create those own batches of content if you wanted to, but it should, anytime that there's a change in your property, trigger those batches of content to be created. So we're going to click on this right here, View Projects. So you guys may have seen us kind of skip over the ePostcards in the past when we talk about the social media posts or we talk about the flyers. These long skinny ones here are the ePostcards. So you can see that we have some of the other ones in here from the open houses that she's had or just listeds. We do have a couple price reduction ones. There's one with 1 photo, and then there's this one here with 3 photos. We've skipped over these in the past, but now that we have been inside Moxi Engage, we loaded our contacts, we put everybody in groups. I'm going to show you how to use these ePostcards, and they're actually really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now, remember, when you first use a tool, it pulls all of the information through from the MLS, but it pulls the photos in order that they're shown in the MLS. So you may not necessarily want to have the first 3 photos be the ones that show in the email. So I'm going to click edit here, but you can always hit preview at any point in time to see what this will look like. But 99.9% of the time, you're going to need to make some edits, if nothing else, because you need to add your license number to the marketing materials, and it doesn't do it automatically. So you can see that these aren't necessarily the best photos that we want to use for that. So we're going to go ahead and click edit here, edit. And we're going to keep the project name the same. And I'm going to go through this a little quick because we've been through this a few times already, but I'm going to go ahead and swap out the photos here from our project photos from the MLS. There's a nice photo of the front of the house that I'm going to use as our hero shot. It's right here. And then I'm going to, perhaps the second one, I'm going to use that aerial shot of the property. And then we can leave the kitchen photos and things like that the same if you want to. So I'm going to be happy with that and hit save and continue. It takes us to that next page. So this is where you can change the headline. If you don't want to say price reduced and you want to say price improvement, or however you want to phrase that, this is where you can change the text on that headline. I'm going to leave it alone for right now, but you can change it if you want to. Scroll down. All of the information looks good, and we're happy with it. Let's pull the listing ID. We've got her property description in here. I went ahead and added a little space in there because I like to have the information in spaces instead of huge giant blocks of text. It has the URL for the property, and I'll show you this in a minute too. There's not a secondary agent on that one, so we're going to skip over that section as well and hit save and continue. The next page again is, of course, Janine's information. So this is where you're going to need to add the license number, because remember, the license number is not included automatically, but as a culpable banker or as an agent in California, you of course need to have that information in there. So I'm going to type in her license number right there. She has a Facebook business page, so I put the URL in there, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. If you have Twitter or anything else, you can also add that in. I'm going to click save and continue. I'm going to hit OK. And OK, so we're going to hit the preview button. So now I'm going to show you the changes that we made and why we made them. So we have the better property photo up there. It looks nice. If we had changed the headline, it would show here all of the property information. So instead of a solid block of text, it does make it more easy on the eyes if you have it broken into paragraphs. And here is that URL. Remember, we had that URL. You can change that one. If you have your own personal website that you want to go through, you can actually still use the URL from your own website, and you can attach it to these ePostcards. So I'm going to right click and just open a new tab so I can show you what this listing looks like. While that's loading for a second, I'm going to talk about, see, we have her license number that we added in here. And here's that Facebook icon, because remember, she does have a Facebook business page. That's a live button. So when somebody's scrolling through that in their phone, if they tap on that icon, it will take them to the Facebook business page. These are all live links that are inside the ePostcard. It's actually really cool. So this page is loaded. This is what that URL, when you say view listing and they tap on it in their phone, this is the page they would go to that's generated by Moxi. It's got Janine's contact information here. It has the call me button. So if they're on their phone again and they just click the call me button, it connects directly to Janine's preferred phone number, most likely her cell phone number here. So it's actually kind of a neat little system inside of Moxi. So this is what that ePostcard looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and close the preview out. Now we're going to go ahead and email it to contacts. Now that's not something that we've chosen before. We've downloaded the PDF files or downloaded the image files and things like that, or previewed them. We're going to go ahead and click email to contacts now because we've set up our Moxi Engage. So it's going to go here. I'm going to click, you can send it to yourself if you want to be the only one to receive it, and then you can send it out to whomever that's in your contact list. But we are going to send it to our contacts that we've already linked in Engage. So you can type in the email addresses here, but if you hit this button right here, the contacts button, that's going to access all of your groups that she put in Moxi. So here's a list of all of Janine's contacts, and here are her contact groups that she assorted them into. So there are ones for sellers, there's ones for renters, there's ones for personal, there's buyers. So this is a big property that might be somebody interested in buying it possibly. So let's go ahead and say we wanted to possibly click it on sellers, or maybe buyers and sellers. Up here, however you want to do it, or if you just want it to be whichever group. You can pick more than one group if you want to. We'll pick buyer and then we'll pick renters. So we're going to select both groups. And remember, we set those groups up in a previous week. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select. You can type in home on 3 acres in Corbett Canyon. So you can have this go out at a specific time. Like if you're working at 11 o'clock at night and you don't want the email to go out then, you can have it set to go out 10 o'clock the next morning. That's what this scheduled delivery is right here. Where you can select what day you want it to send on and what time you want it to send on. And then it will also send an email through to Janine at this point as well. I'm not actually going to send these emails here, so let me get this out of the way. Okay, and then we're going to hit next. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be from this email address. This is what the subject of the email is going to be. And again, it'll be that long ePostcard. And then this is the total recipients here. So it's going to be sent to 199 people. Of those people that she has in those group, 23 have hit the unsubscribe button in the email, so they didn't want to receive any more emails. So we'll go into that a little bit later. But when we're happy, we're going to go ahead and hit schedule email, or we're going to hit send, and it will automatically go through and send to all your contacts. I'm going to back out of here because, of course, we don't actually want to send this one. So that is how you send an ePostcard to your selected groups from your Moxi Engage. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help. Have a good day.